through the misty fells, where the lake winds cry, with a map in hand and a twinkle in his eye. The hills echo steps of a wandering soul. A silver fox grins as he reaches his goal.
Good morning, welcome to day 4 of the Affric Kintail Way. That's us, all packed away. That's where I was there, and Mossy was over there. So it's about 8:15. We've taken advantage of a brief spelling of no rain, and we've got ourselves packed away and we're on the way. The weather doesn't look too bad. Yeah, there's plenty of cloud around, but as you can see there's a bit of sunshine. So we stayed, obviously you know, is at Alltbeithe, just by Alltbeithe Youth Hostel, the most remote youth hostel in Scotland, probably 12 mile to the nearest road. So there was a panic on before. Those horses had bolted. So the two girls who were on them yesterday were on the hunt for them, and as you can see it's a pretty big area to be on the hunt. Anyway, they found them, they hadn't got too far. So we're going to get back onto the track now, and then we're going to head off onto Fionnglenn and then on to lichd. And hopefully, with all this atmospheric cloud around, this view should be absolutely stunning. So let's go, and we'll bring you back a bit further on to the trail. There's a closer look at the youth hostel there, and there's the two escapees back tied up. I was just saying, I wonder which one got free first and helped the other one. So we'll cross this little bridge now and we'll get on. There's no rush today, it's only about 9 miles to the end, but we should be seeing some beautiful scenery today. So we're just going to take our time. We're booked in the Morvich campsite tonight before heading off tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. We've got plenty to do today first. There we go, leaving Alltbeithe Youth Hostel behind now, and we're heading up, and we're taking the left hand valley here, which I believe is called Fionnglenn or Fionnglenn. We'll be walking between to our left we'll have the 5 Sisters of Kintail, and to our right we'll have Ben Fadder, and there up on our left is lichd. Okay, so forgive my pronunciation again, but big one in the middle, Stob Corrina Crayleg, 1,108 metres high. So yeah, we're into the big mountains now. Big mountains, and this path, as I say, takes us down Fionnglenn and eventually into lichd. And then we'll have the Five Sisters of Kintail over to the left and Benfadder to our right. That's looking back down to Glen Affric and the youth hostel there in the middle. Stunning. It's absolutely beautiful here, and I think I'm saying to Mossy, the clouds kind of, whilst nice clear blue sky days are fantastic, when you're in the mountains I think if you've got some cloud it adds a bit of drama to it. For me anyway, as long as those clouds don't dump rain and drop too low, which they're not doing today, it doesn't ruin the experience. I'd have hated this section to be that clagged in that I won't be able to see anything, so it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. Fingers crossed. Obviously we know how quickly things can change in the hills, but hopefully it won't, and can bring you some of those fantastic views that we're going to see very shortly. So the mountain to our left, just now above Mossy's head there, is Alltbeithe Youth. Hopefully I haven't butchered that one again, or as well should I say. Anyway, Alltbeithe Youth, stunning. And there's another angle of lichd. Even ignoring the mountains, just looking at the terrain we've covered in the glens, it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. This walk is just on another level, absolutely another level. It's even been up to now so much better than I was expecting. It's just, to be here in this moment is just fantastic. Very shortly we should be coming up on Alltbeithe. Now I have a feeling there still might be people in there when we get there, because we did speak to a couple of people yesterday who were heading for the bothy, and it is only still probably just after 9 o'clock, so chances are I'll still be there. But we'll go in and I'll show you around. I'll ask them first if they don't mind me just whizzing the camera around before I do, if there is anybody in there. But yeah, so I don't think we'll be too far away from that now, maybe half a mile. So I'll bring you back when we get to the bothy. And there we are. Alltbeithe comes into view. Before the bothy there's some form of old ruined building, whether it be a dwelling at some point or just a sheep pen, I don't know. A hole in the wall there, which kind of suggests it might have been some form of home for somebody. Alltbeithe is coming perfect time. It's just starting to rain quite heavy and we're going to stop here and have a brew.
Oh, the water's flowing here.
Right, here we are. Alltbeithe. Seen this on many people's videos and it's great to finally get here. Anybody in? Oh, you're in just outside Alltbeithe is pure luxury, a composting toilet. Here she is, look. There's the bothy up there, and here's the toilet. Oh, look at that, pure luxury. So while everyone's out, I'll just take you a quick tour of the bothy. So this is, as you come through the door, this is the first room. There's a chap staying in here for 5 days. He's doing some Munro bagging in the area. So yeah, so this is one room. There's no fire in this room though. And then if you come through to the room on the left, this is where me and Mossy have been having a brew. Fire in here, sleeping bunks there for plenty of people. So it's not so warm in here, but I don't suppose anyone's had a fire. And there's the view out the window. Not bad, eh? Don't know whether he'll be there if you come, but there you go.
Whose horse is that?
So there we go. We had a good hour and 10 minutes in Alltbeithe, and that's us back on the trail. So we set off at about 8:15 this morning. It's now 10:15, 11:15, and we've done 2.5 miles. So yeah, so we're really taking it steady today, but there's no rush, absolutely no rush. And when you're in these sort of surroundings, why rush? There's the 2 women on horseback just ahead of us, the 2 horses that made a run for it last night at the youth hostel. It's actually a strange feeling at the moment because you're kind of working your way towards civilization, but it feels like you're going more and more into the remote wilderness. It's just a stunning environment. So we were speaking to a chap in Alltbeithe there, and he said a fella came in and he got a weather forecast on his satellite communicator that said it was going to improve today from about midday. Now at this present moment in time, things look like they're getting worse, but there's still a good half an hour to midday, so fingers crossed that chap's forecast is correct. We're hoping so, but it is what it is. Still stunningly beautiful nonetheless, so we'll keep going. So high above us here is Ben Fadder, and then ahead I think might be the start of the Five Sisters of Kintail Ridge, but I'm not sure. Whatever they are, it is stunning, absolutely beautiful, and the trail just keeps going on and getting better and better and better and better. And it's now at the point where I don't want this trail to end, especially if these blue skies are heading our way like that chap said they were going to be. Looking back to Kisty Do. Now it looks grim there, but up here it's very promising. Wow, oh my life. The Affric Kintail Way is just stunning. I knew it was going to be amazing, this final leg, but I was not expecting that. That camera does not do it justice. What I'm seeing in front of me is just the most spectacular scenery I've ever seen on a trail, on a walk. Simply fantastic. So we're having a quick 5-minute break. There's a nice flowing waterfall just there, so get some fresh mountain water and just chill and take in this scenery. Why not, eh? Why not? And then Moss is going to ruin it all now by taking his pants off.
Just adding to the scenery.
Just absolutely stunning. I wish you could see what we're seeing. Oh, naked eye, because that is just phenomenal. So round about there we've got Bent Odder, and on the right is Fionnglenn, and then in the middle we've got Skur and Kisti and Skur and Spiantek. Again, I butchered them, but there we go. Stunning, absolutely stunning. That's taking a look at where we've come from. And that's taking a look of where we've still got to go. Anyway, these rocks look a bit slippy, so I'm just going to put the camera away while I get down here. Famous ravine, Alltbeithe flows through. Stunning waterfalls down there, and there goes the river just going through the valley, through the glen, sorry. Just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. There's Mossy there in the distance crossing the river, but yeah, unbelievable. That's why we do it. That's why we push ourselves to these places. Because that is simply best view in the mountains I've ever seen. That is just, oh God, wow, absolutely wow. Right, dinner time. Adventure Foods minced beef hot pot, and easily, by far and away, the best spot I've ever had minced beef hot pot. Any meal is right, never mind minced beef hot pot, any meal. So, stove's on the boil, and we're going to sit here, and even if it chucks it down with rain, we're going to enjoy this. So let's quaff minced beef hot pot, which is mashed potato with vegetables in it, and tiny little bits of minced meat. But it will taste good. It will taste very good. So that's what it looks like before. It's later. There we have it. Minced beef hot pot. If you don't think that looks delicious, then you need to give your head a wobble.
Give your head a wobble.
Fantastic. Right, we'll trough this. Just like that. The weather gods have decided that these two herberts have had long enough, just enough time to have their dinner. So we'll turn the taps on, readiness for the next people coming, and then we'll put the sunshine back on again. So I hate to leave this place, but we must. But easily the best place I've ever seen whilst out in the open air. Right, let's get going. Right, seriously, this trail's bordering on the ridiculous now. It's literally every corner you turn.
Get off. There's a wee bossy down there, Dave.
So we've descended down from where we had our dinner spot, and we're now getting towards the bottom of Glen Licht. We can see Glen Licht house just in front of us. It's been a magnificent day on the trail, and even when we get to Glen Licht house, we've still got another 5 mile along the valley, glen floor. I keep saying valley, glen floor. So yeah, so looking forward to that. I'll just spin you around and you see another beautiful waterfall trickling down from the high hills from Ben Fadder. And we've got to get over it, I'm sure we'll manage. Although it does look over this way to it. I'll put you away over that bit. Now we're going to get over this bit. Easy. So you've heard of the bridge over the River Kwai? Well, this is the bridge over the River Crow. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. And there's the long glen Licht that we need to walk down to reach our final destination. There's Glen Licht house. Past this old ruined house there, just round the corner we get to Glen Licht house, which I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a bothy or a mountain rescue hut or a Scottish mountaineering club hut, but it's in a Fantastic spot. Fantastic spot. It would have been someone's house at one point. And what views they would have had. So that was Glen Licht House, which is part of the Edinburgh University Mountaineering Club. I'm not sure that's moved for a while, but that's us done for any major ascent and descent on the Affric Kintail Way. It's now just the long bimble along the glen floor to the end. Fancy it, Mossy?
What's that?
Mial Fionnglenn Vor.
Now?
Yeah, well, when we finish, obviously. It's about 925 metres.
Pop up.
I'm just thinking, something to do for the afternoon, isn't it?
Pop up before tea time.
For tea? No, I don't think we'll bother actually.
Get coffee.
We'll just view it from afar underneath. What a view it is. And that's looking back down the glen where we've come from. Right, so we were warned about this. Russell Crowe's been in the area filming Highlander, and the bottom end of this glen that we're walking to now has been decimated by metal boards and trucks and what have you, and it looks like we're coming towards it, because here's the first one. So it looks like it might be a bit of a mess now for the rest of the glen. Obviously this bridge isn't usually here.
On your right.
We've got an excavator up there, so they must have been all the way up there destroying this beautiful area.
No.
Bollocks to you, Russell Crowe.
Leave no trace. Right.
It was only for a few hundred yards, and we're back to the natural great outdoors again. It's such a shame this, because as we've just been saying, this would have just been your bog standard ATV mountain track, and obviously to get all that film crew and all the equipment they need, they've just had to butcher it like they have. But I suppose in this day and age, money talks.
Dirty cash.
Dirty cash, money talks, unfortunately. So this is what they're prepared to do to the beautiful countryside for the sake of money. Well, 4 days ago we started in light drizzle.
Light drizzle.
And it looks very much like the weather gods are going to have us finishing in light drizzle. But we cannot complain given the forecast that we had on Monday evening. So we are not complaining at all. What do you say?
A bit of light drizzle to start, a bit of light drizzle to end. What would a trek in Scotland be without some light drizzle?
The West Island Way.
Yeah.
There we are. First sign of civilization for nearly 2 days, as we getting nearer to Morvich and the end of the trail. Double track now, and then we're probably maybe our last sign, but we're down here now through the woods. Takes us through a lovely little woodland, over a little bridge. Bluebells are out in force. What a cracking end to the walk this is. Oh, that'd have been a short day, wouldn't it? finally the end of the Affric Kintail Way. Bosh.
Bosh, bosh, bosh.
Well done, mate.
Cheers,
it's been
brother.
a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on the adventure.
As always.
We said at the start it won't come in at 46 miles, and we reckon
53, I reckon.
about 52, 53. So yeah, but what a day. Them last 2 days, just some of the best walking I've ever done. It's fantastic. I'd fully recommend doing this trail. I really would. It was just stunning. Thanks to this man for taking time to join me and go and check his videos out, because I'm sure they'll be just as good, if not better, than mine. So right, that's a wrap for this year's long distance trail, the Affric Kintail Way. And I've just been sound bombed by 2 horses and 2 sheep.
Whose horse is that?
And that's a good time to wrap this up. So once again, cheers pal. Okay, welcome to map time, and this is coming at you from Morvich campsite, and that's the view from our tent in the campsite. So we're in this campsite tonight, and then we're heading off back home bright and early, about 6 AM in the morning. Anyway, so that's the Affric Kintail Way finished. Absolutely stunning. What a walk, fully recommend it. But anyway, let's get back to today's map time. So we stayed overnight there at Alltbeithe Youth. Stayed there overnight. It was a bit of a wet night, but we managed a 20-minute gap in the window, in a weather window in the morning. So we packed up inside the tent, then took the tent down, and we were on our way for about 8:20 in the morning. And we followed a good track. It was a bit boggy at times. You had to divert off the track just to avoid wet areas, but in all, pretty good. And then once you get here into Fionnglenn and Gleann, it really starts to get very rugged and what you would class as a proper hill walking path. And then we just followed that all the way, kept going until we arrived at Alltbeithe, and we arrived there about 10:15 in the morning, 2.5 mile in. And we had a right good break there. There was a chap there spending 5 days there doing a load of Munros and walking in the area, so we're having a good chat with him. And a few other people arrived. The 2 women riding horses, they arrived at one point, and we had a good hour at Alltbeithe. So left there about 10:45, and again just following what was a stunning mountain track. And then once it gets round about here at this Knock Beordaig, it just gets unbelievable, as you've seen on the video. The scenery, it's some of the best scenery it is the best scenery I've ever walked in. And then here is the ravine and the waterfall where we stopped and had our dinner. You'll never have a better lunch spot than there. They're stunning, absolutely stunning. We probably spent a good half an hour, 40 minutes there. We didn't really want to leave, but we carried on, dropping down to lichd House, and then there it's the long bimble all the way through the Glen floor of lichd, past all where they were doing the filming for the Highlander movie. Russell Crowe had buggered off a long time ago. I think they were taking it all down. Anyway, carried on a good track. Eventually arriving into Morvich and finishing the trail about 3:30. From there it was just a quick jaunt up the road to pick the car up, iron brewing a cake, back to the campsite to where we are now, about 11 and 3.5 miles, 7 hours 20 minutes. But we really did take our time. On days like that, you have to take your time, just take it all in. There's no point rushing. So there you go, that's 4 days on the Affric Kintail Way. I'd just recommend you just do it. It's just absolutely stunning. What a walk. So I hope you've enjoyed all the various parts, and we'll catch you out in the mountains very soon. All the best, take care.